Hello, welcome to BBC Pop-Up. We are at a
Hello.
university in Delhi, in India, where we've brought a ton of students here together to help tell us what stories they think we should cover while we're cruising around India
Open
for the
the chat
entire
box.
month of April. Again, BBC Pop-Up is a crowdsourcing unit. We take story suggestions from our audience, from the internet, from social media, or through town halls like we have behind us. As you can hear, we actually have it. We have you streaming on one of the
Open
computers
file.
behind us. But we're going to go person
Open
by person
file.
and take some of their suggestions on what stories they think we should cover while in India. And in fact, we had a gentleman over here who has given a really good story suggestion. So if you wouldn't mind, just sort of tell the camera who you are and what exactly was your story suggestion.
My name is Prashant Kanocha, and I'm from Mumbai. And there's a village in Manibeli, village name is, which is in Nandurbar district, Maharashtra, which is like
Open
unrecognized village with no
browser.
electricity, no mobile network, nothing, no health, and it has been unrecognized by either Maharashtra or by Gujarat.
browser.
And 200 families stays there with no life. And
on
they are the
browser.
tribal over there, and no taker can by anyone. So I think they should be brought into the
Next
notice of the
on
world that they
browser.
stay in this world.
That was awesome. So keep in mind, as you hear these story suggestions, you can request,
Open
or you can pose questions to these kids who are suggesting these stories. So, for instance, where might this village be? How long could it take to get out of the village? Those types of questions. So let's go to our next one. We have an awesome suggestion here. So if you wouldn't mind, sir, tell us sort of who you are and what your story suggestion was.
I'm Benjamin Pratt from Sierra Leone, West Africa, and my suggestion was that the BBC should look into the African community in India and how they are living and what they are doing, and as a
Open
lot of
Microsoft
Africans
Edge.
are now in India doing studies, and which will be very much beneficial to Africa to capacitate the middle manpower in Africa. There are
Microsoft
huge some Africans here, and the perceptions Africans do have back home about India is so negative that people think that India is
Open
only meant for
Microsoft
India,
Edge.
but India is also meant for the world and Africa as well.
So what do you guys
Yes.
think about that? Have you heard a
Yes.
lot about the African community within India?
Open Microsoft Edge.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, what would you like to see a story done on this topic here? Yeah? Okay, so
Open
let's sort of
Microsoft
keep on
Edge.
moving. This is Shalu, and we have Vikas here, and they were the people hosting the event today, but because I'm holding the phone, I guess I will just sort of move up to the next person who has suggested a good story, and that is this woman here. So
Clean
please just sort of
this
tell us who you are and what your story suggestion is.
My name is Ashia, and I come from Calcutta, which is in the state of West Bengal in India. And as a lot of people know that across the world,
Clean
mostly in
desktop
West Bengal in
jewelry.
India, the Durga Puja is a major festival during the months of October, and people worship the idol, the Hindu idol, the Hindu goddess Durga.
Clean.
And she obviously is usually a female
Clean.
deity, but last year in Calcutta,
Clean.
in the old part of Calcutta and North Calcutta, there was a transgender deity which was like half male and half female, which was made last year to include the transgender community in the mainstream, which is usually really marginalized in India. And this was done in collaboration with an NGO which works for transgender rights. So this was a very interesting thing that happened and kind of broke a lot of stereotypes around society.
Say
So that's a really great story suggestion. So let me ask you guys. So what do you all
Say
think? Do you
about
think a
mine.
story on transgender rights here in India would be one that would be worthwhile? Okay. So have you seen many stories on this in the past?
open money.
So tell me. I mean, just sort of tell me on a scale from 1 to 10, how important is the issue of transgender rights within India? 9, 10. Okay. Very good. Now we had somebody up here suggest a story on Uber, I believe. So that was a really good one, and I think this is certainly one that a lot of people can relate to. So yeah, or actually you could stay seated. Let's just sort of make our way over to you. So let me just hold the camera. So tell me, so what's your name and what is your story suggestion?
My name is Pragya Krishna, and my suggestion was sort of trivial after all of these very great stories. But the competition between Uber and autos. Autos are, for those who don't know, they're these sort of
$3 to
three-wheeler
Bangladeshi
open
taka.
very hard to describe. You should look it up on Google. And they've been around for decades, whereas Uber is new. And so there's like a lot of competition between these two
7.55 Bangladeshi taka equal
methods of transit, like because Uber mainly relies on
7.55
Google Maps.
Bangladeshi
And
taka
so
equal US dollar.
especially in areas where Google Maps is not going to help you, like you'll find that, because I remember I took an Uber to such an area, and there was this line of autos and we couldn't find our way. So I asked my driver, why don't you just
US
ask them?
dollar
And he
to
was like, no,
Bangladeshi
like,
taka.
they're gonna kill us. So I feel like that would be an interesting economic commentary kind of thing.
Cool. That is a great suggestion. What do you guys think? Do you think Uber is a good story to do? Uber versus
US
autos
dollar
here?
to Bangladeshi
Who
taka.
here took an Uber to university today? No. Oh wait, we got one hand. We got one hand. All right. So who here took an auto to work? Who here took a rickshaw or auto? Yeah. A lot of people. And what is the experience like? Can I just ask you, what is the experience like taking one of these to school? For those who don't know, to explain what one of these things is exactly.
मैंने कभी यूज नहीं
Yeah,
ऑटो का
yeah, so who can explain what an auto is? Okay.
Can I speak in Hindi?
In English would be better.
Sorry.
Yeah. English?
Auto in India, it is the local, it is used for the local transport. The auto driver are very very talented. It's because that they can travel you just from India to America just because for money. You know, if you want to go from India Gate to the Central Secretariat, they can make a bill of 1,000 rupees. They just round up the roads by and by. So they're very talented and very funny. They can engage you with a story that you like, and you listen more and more, and they just they drive and after all they make the bill of 1,000, 300 or 400. Then you have to pay, because you are now in a relationship with as a friend, because he has told you the story.
No. I think we got it. Basically, it sounds like Uber has some competition here in India. All right. So moving on, we had a gentleman over here who had a really great story suggestion about art and managing to finance some of his art. Let me just move on through the crowd again. If you guys, this is our crowd here at the town hall in Delhi. If anybody on Facebook has a question, let me. Actually, it looks like we do have a question over here. Let's go to Aisha, who's sitting over here. We'll come back to you, sir, in just a second. So, Aisha, have we been getting some questions for the students here?
We have one question we've got is, what is it like to study in India? Can someone take that question for the Facebook community? What is it like to study in India?
Yeah, guys. So, what is it like to study in India? Who wants to answer that for Facebook?
Sociology.
Yeah, you want to answer? So, what is it like?
To study in India.
Oh, sorry, guys.
So study in India is just like, as usual, you have to find a university that is pursuing a course that you want to pursue. You forward your application online. Most of their colleges are online, live online, and they will get back to you. And when they get back to you, and if you are accepted, they will send you an acceptance letter, and you will then take all your documents to their embassy or consul, whichever you have in your country, and then they will process it and give you a visa, which you will use to travel and come to India and pay your fees.
Do you enjoy it? Do you think coming to India to study is a good idea?
Yes, indeed, because I stay within the campus, within the hostel. Most of their colleges also, for one thing I also want to inform you is that most of their colleges and university do have hostels where you can live and comfortably and go about your studies.
Perfect.
There's an interesting question from one of our Facebook users. He wants to ask Benjamin, can African men marry Indian women?
So what do you think? How do you even reply to such a question?
Well, so far I've not seen anyone since I came here, but maybe that question will be passed on to the Indian ladies. Maybe they are in better position to answer that, but I've not seen anyone anyway. I know about dating anyway.
All right, we are prying into your social life, maybe even a little too much. Let's move on to other. Let's go back over to this gentleman here, who's an artist. and has been financing his art in new and interesting ways. So, sorry to put you on the spot, but if you wouldn't mind, just sort of tell me, who are you, and what was your story suggestion?
My name is Deepak, and I suggested an idea about like how young artists in India, like a kid from 13-year-old or a boy like 23 years old, 24 years old, any female artist, they are getting so much of light internationally on a lot of websites due to just because of this technology coming here and promoting artists all over the world, which has certainly helped a lot of artists like me who have been able to finance their studies because of it and get a global reach and sell their artworks and see their artworks on a lot of things, like a lot of merchandise, like your iPhone which you're holding right now. You can get a case for it, you can get a wall poster for yourself, or you can get a canvas for yourself. That's how the technology is helping us, artists like us.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Aisha, do we have more questions coming in? So okay, let's go to Aisha for one more.
Yeah. So one question we've got is, well, there are two slightly controversial questions. One is Modi a good prime minister? And there's also, should India make better peace overtures towards Pakistan?
So maybe we could start with that first one. Who posed that question and where are they from? Do you know?
We don't know where they're from, no.
We don't know? Well, apologies. These questions are coming from all over the world. So let's just ask that question. What do you guys think of Modi? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Okay. This gentleman here with the glasses, if you wouldn't mind, I'm going to come to you and ask you why.
So Modi has been promoting the concept of Hinduism and has been telling that Bharat, that is India, belongs to Hindus. And he has said a few controversial statements regarding Muslims, which was not correct. So that's why I see that he's not a good president.
Okay. Who has a differing view on this? I would thumbs up over here. And it is important that we all sort of respect each other's opinions and we have differing opinions.
Yeah.
So please, if you wouldn't mind, tell us, so what do you think?
Yeah, I think what he said was true, but the thing is that you don't judge a person for their position by their personal beliefs over this. I understand that India is an indigenous country and you have to respect sentiments, but however, as a prime minister, he's doing other things that we tend to ignore. Like, I personally would criticize him, but I think being in his shoes, it would be harder to just hold that position and do so much for a country which doesn't, really, it's not that, let's just say we're free to criticize, but he's holding the position anyway. He was voted for, so I think he's doing a good job.
Thank you so much. Cool. And what was our second question that we should pose to the audience, Aisha?
Should India make better peace overtures towards Pakistan?
Okay, so should India make better peace overtures towards Pakistan? Who wants to answer this one? This is quite a political question, to say the least. Anyone? Yeah, back here. So we're going to come right back behind you. And to our Facebook audience, as we're moving around, again, we are at a university here in Delhi, and we're posing questions submitted by you to our audience, or to our town hall rather, here behind me. And we had gathered them originally to collect story ideas, which we will film in the month coming, in the next 30 days rather. And so feel free to submit your story or your questions for our audience as well. And so, sir, if you wouldn't mind telling me, so what do you think should be done about India's relationship with Pakistan?
See, I mean, there's no alternative other than peace. I mean, a stable Pakistan is desired not only for Pakistan, but for India itself. I mean, if it is stable, then we can concentrate a lot more of a budget. Our defense budget occupies the biggest share of our budget. If Pakistan is made peaceful, if it is stable, if the government and terrorism is handled there, if we can divert that budget into better developmental revenues for our own, because we have problems of our own like poverty and others. So if we maintain peaceful relations with Pakistan, we have a better opportunity to help our own country. So I think peace is the only alternative that we can have in that.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much. And does anybody have anything else to add? Any differing opinions? Sure. Any, especially differing opinions would be helpful.
Differing, yeah, because the fact is that India is the largest country in this subcontinent, and the fact is Pakistan has always viewed India as a big brother of sorts, as sort of a hostile nation which will any day come and say Pakistan is Indian also. So because of that attitude on the other side of the border, making peaceful or completely, peaceful approaches, saying ki, it's already a few bombers, it's already a few terrorizers, we will always be peaceful, is a very impractical approach. And India has a very strong presence, and it has been peaceful throughout the, if you go through the talks that various prime ministers have had across the border, India has always tried to be the bigger person, sort of. But then it always comes down to what happens, and what has been happening is every time there's been an effort at peace or cooperation, there's been a terrorist attack. So it's to do with both countries wanting it, rather than just India doing it.
Cool. Thank you so much. That was a really, really great response. So I think we'll end it there. Thank you again for listening and tuning in, and thank you certainly to our town hall meeting. If you have any story ideas you would like filmed by BBC Pop-Up while we are in India for the entire month of April, please feel free to submit your story suggestion here in the comment section, or you could also submit it on Twitter via #BBC Pop-Up. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. It was really nice to you.